Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Surely during your travels across Europe, or even through films and photographs, you've come across the majestic statues of lions standing proudly before palaces, emblazoned on coats of arms, or carved into ancient architecture. But why has an animal that vanished from Europe tens of thousands of years ago become the enduring symbol of power for an entire continent? Join me as we uncover the answer in today's video. And before we begin, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss the fascinating stories to come. Did you know that out of more than 40 countries in Europe today, over 20 of them use the lion as a national symbol, each in its own unique style? The most striking example is Belgium, whose coat of arms features no fewer than 13 lions. Following closely are countries such as Bulgaria, Denmark, Estonia, and Finland. The lion also appears on the cover of the British passport and in the coats of arms of Latvia, Luxembourg, Montenegro, the Netherlands, Norway, Romania, Spain, Sweden, and of course the United Kingdom itself. In these nations, the lion is woven into the fabric of cultural life, guarding the gates of government buildings and magnificent palaces, or carved with exquisite detail into doorknobs, door knockers, wall reliefs, and archways, adding an aura of majesty to their architecture. Scholars believe this tradition stretches back more than 600 years before Christ, to the era of ancient Greece. One of the most remarkable examples is the Lion Gate, the famous architectural masterpiece of the Mycenaean civilization, built around the 13th century BC. It remains the only surviving gateway of the ancient city of Mycenae, as well as the largest preserved piece of monumental stone sculpture from that period. At its summit are two lions carved in mirror symmetry, flanking a sacred column, considered the earliest surviving monumental depiction of animals in Europe, symbolizing the power and authority of the Mycenaean kingdom. Over the course of history, the image of the lion was never forgotten. On the contrary, it became ever more deeply embedded as a symbol of culture and history. Even today, the lion serves as the emblem for many of Europe's most renowned brands, from car manufacturers and beverage companies to world-famous football clubs such as Chelsea. It is no exaggeration to say that through the centuries, the lion has remained an unmistakable part of Europe's identity. And here lies a curious paradox. In modern times, no lions roam the wilds of Europe. In fact, they are confined almost entirely to Africa, with no evidence of their existence in Europe during the modern era. Yet archaeology has revealed that, in the distant past, at least two distinct species of lions once roamed widely across the European continent. The first was Panthera leo, the African lion we know today, which once inhabited Western and Southern Europe before expanding across Africa and deep into South Asia, as far as the Indian subcontinent. The second was Panthera spelaea, commonly known as the Eurasian cave lion, a massive prehistoric predator famed in archaeological studies. Evidence of this mighty beast is found not only in fossils but also in the haunting cave paintings left by early humans, vivid proof that the cave lion played a profound role in the spiritual and cultural life of ancient peoples. The cave lions that once roamed Europe are often described as the winter edition of the modern lion, much like the mammoth is regarded as the cold climate counterpart of today's elephant. These lions had no manes around their necks, were about 10% larger than modern lions, and were covered in a thick coat of insulating fur. Such adaptations allowed them to migrate across the vast expanses of Eurasia, enduring even the harshest conditions of the Ice Age, from the plains of Europe to the depths of Russia. This explains why, in the caves of Lascaux and Chauvet in France, archaeologists have discovered remarkably well-preserved charcoal paintings depicting lions alongside more familiar animals such as deer, rhinoceroses, horses, and wild boars. Dating back between 17,000 and 30,000 years, These artworks are considered the earliest evidence of direct interaction between humans and lions in Europe. In Germany, archaeologists uncovered an extraordinary ivory sculpture depicting the body of a human topped with the head of a lion. This artifact, at least 35,000 years old, dates back to the very dawn of human settlement in Europe. From an anthropological perspective, it is regarded as one of the earliest known examples of animal form sculpture, evidence that lions were not only present but also widespread across the continent, much as they are in Africa today. Yet the European lions began to vanish around 14,000 years ago in the aftermath of the last glacial maximum, as dramatic climate shifts took hold and humans reoccupied the continent. Like mammoths and saber-toothed cats, they could not withstand the combined pressures of environmental change and human hunting. In contrast, Panthera leo, the modern lion, proved better adapted to warmer climates, managing to survive, though with its range drastically reduced. By the early centuries of the Common Era, traces of lions could still be found in southern and western Europe. From this point, we can uncover the second reason why the lion's image became so deeply rooted in European culture. While the Greeks and other ancient tribes depicted lions in realistic portrayals, the Romans elevated them into fables, myths, and legends, transforming the lion into an enduring emblem of power, strength, and civilization itself. In Roman mythology and public life, the lion became the ultimate symbol of dominance and authority. Statues of lions were placed before palaces and in public squares, designed to awe and intimidate those who passed by. Inevitably, the Romans began to seek out lions from territories under their vast empire, transporting them to the heart of Rome. Some were brought from Greece to fight in the blood-soaked arenas of the Colosseum, pitted against fearless gladiators. Others arrived from North Africa, destined to battle packs of dogs to the death, all for the sole purpose of entertaining the masses. Through these spectacles, the lion's image became inseparably tied to Roman might, a symbol of imperial power spread to every land touched by Rome, even those where lions had never walked the earth. Today, the only thing that remains of the ancient European lions is their symbolic image, a representation of strength, power, and loyalty, preserved by Rome as a spiritual legacy. Though lions have been extinct in Europe for tens of thousands of years, their mark still endures on coats of arms, national flags, and monumental architecture across the continent, a reminder that the only creature capable of replacing such a mighty beast is humanity itself. With this video, I hope to have shared some fascinating insights into the lion as a symbol in Europe. And if you ever set foot on this continent, don't forget to capture moments with the statues and images of lions you encounter along the way. And so, we have traced the full journey of the lion symbol in European history, from fossil remains and prehistoric cave paintings to its immortal presence on heraldry and architecture. If you found this video useful and intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss the next story. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the upcoming video.